Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network.
Yes. Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. The show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but I'm also known as my black buoyancy. Maybe better for last week when we were in a boat.
Better late than never.
Better late than Captain Rest Assured. Hey, Captain.
How are you, my good friend?
What's happening, Captain?
Oh, so much is happening. Went out in the Pilot's Lounge a little while ago. Took a little dip in the pool.
Oh, my God. Perfect weather. You ever do one of these? You ever do that?
Yes, I do it on many occasions. I'm not Italian.
You're not.
But I have eaten Italian. But you know what I mean?
Like a gabagool?
Like a vagina.
Oh.
So yeah. So I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. I think.
What's Italian for vagina?
Laga vaga.
I can't dispute that. Yeah, you know, it's great when the temperatures go up. You just got to get down right in that pool.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, it's like it refreshes you. It gets you ready and gets you alert for the flight.
You know, I think this is a good time for me to kind of make an announcement.
Oh,
it is hot. It's hot here, and I am very uncomfortable in heat. Mainly because I'm a big fat guy, but I also I like the winter, so I can put on layers, you know. But I can't. I can only take off so much without embarrassment in the summer.
Right.
So I think I am converting to Scientology.
Because you're hot?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Do you know the tenets of Scientology?
The tenants? The Tenenbaums?
Yeah, the Royal Tenenbaums of Scientology.
No, I don't.
They say, we are aliens. We came from another planet, and that's why we're uncomfortable here, because we're not from here. We aren't for this world, but we're here, so we have to deal with it. So I think that's exactly what's happened to me. I am a Scientologist now.
All right, that's and it's not going to affect your flying ability, right?
I'm going to audit the plane later for thetan levels.
Thetan levels?
Yeah, I'm gonna. If you guys are interested, I'd be more than happy to audit you guys as well.
I'm down.
Let me see you audit something else before I say yes.
I will give you all the paperwork on it, I promise.
Now, we're back in Air Force One.
Thank God. Thank Xenu, my new God.
DSJ put a whole new electrical panel in for you. How do you like your new panel?
It's fantastic. The other one, like I had eaten over so much, a lot of the buttons I had to really press down because they were like crusted shut. Not the case with this. This is easy pressing.
Easy. Do the buttons light up in the dark?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all coated with some sort of radioactive goo, I think.
Oh, well, that's great. So, you got it working, and it's all set up the way you want it.
How about you? Do you like what he's done?
It looks great.
He put some LED lights, like party lights, in the cockpit.
Yeah, exactly. They're solar powered though, so it charges during the day,
so we can have fun at night.
And we can have fun at night,
Night long.
all night long,
all night long. Just like Lionel Richie once said, right?
All night long,
all night,
all night.
The third voice you hear is a voice that we will.
For a minute there, I really wanted to keep going and just not introduce him. And
let's not introduce him then. Let's forget it.
No. That's...
We will introduce this third voice in a moment, but we're going to do a little setup first. Week after week, month after month, and hopefully year after year, the Couch Pilots are going to bring you so much entertainment that you're going to tell your friends, that you're going to contact the show, and when you do this, you automatically are enrolled in our frequent flyer program, a program in which that anytime you do participate in the show, you accrue frequent flyer points.
It's the best program there is on any podcast.
It's just like Dire Straits said, money for nothing, right?
And your flights for free.
Damn straight.
Speaking of free flights, the gentleman right next to us is getting a free flight.
He's getting a free flight, and it's not even because of his point accumulation at this point, though, but the device that we have here to accumulate the points and all the numbers in podcasts is the one and only Pacinco Machine.
Yes. A lot of it's not electrical. It tallies up all the downloads, and when people share stuff on Facebook, fan feedback, and it calculates everything using punch cards, of course.
Of course.
There's only 3 of them in the world.
Yeah, we have one.
Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana has one.
Yep.
And the other one?
Bottom of the North Atlantic.
Bottom of the North Atlantic.
And the Titanic, right? I think Leonardo DiCaprio was bringing it over for some Chinese woman who built
he was
it.
painting it. I think while he was on the ship, he was painting
Whitewashing it?
He was painting it nude. No, he was doing a painting of it.
Like a little sketch, and yeah. So he had the Pacinco machine laid out on a chaise lounge,
Naked.
completely stripped down. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. We want to give you this setup because today we have a little bit of resolution because there's only 3 in existence of these Pacinco machines. We got to get our hands on this third one. And James Cameron, famed filmmaker, right? He did the Terminator movies, Avatar, and he did Titanic, right?
Right.
Yeah. He always takes these deep sea adventures, these deep sea diving, and these machines. He goes down to the. I don't know what he's doing down there. Why the hell would he do that? I think it's something sexual.
You think he goes down to where the pressure, it's kind of like autoerotic asphyxiation.
Right.
But it's underwater, so he goes as far down as he can.
And he
jerks
jacks off.
And passes out. And then
The orgasm is so powerful, it shoots him right back to the surface.
it sounds tempting, but I listened to a podcast today with a sex therapist.
Sexpert?
I was going to say a sexpert, but I thought it would sound corny.
Oh, I didn't mean to say it.
No. And he was very pro sex, but when they asked him about autoerotic asphyxiation, he said, "Oh, no, don't do that.
Yeah, don't.
You die.
You
David carried it.
That's right.
Callback.
He says that you will have, when you become into an erotic or a euphoric state, you don't necessarily have control over your actions, and so you might have that belt, and you might jerk off, and you might come to a climax, but during that climax time, you might become disoriented, slip and fall off the chair and die.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I just jerk off like Old Faithful.
Yeah, I'm an old-fashioned masturbator over here, guys. I just do it the old-fashioned way. I spit in my hand and I stare at a Sears catalog. But yeah, the reason James Cameron goes down there is like first I have to have the greatest orgasm ever.
Right.
But then while he's down there, he notices the Titanic. He notices the Pacinco machine. He uncovers it. But now it's how do we get it to the surface, right?
Right.
And thankfully, I'm on Team Big E. I don't know about you, man.
Been all my life.
All my life, too. Team Big E himself, goes down to the bottom of the North Atlantic, and he's trying to get the Pacinco machine, too.
Right. Like they both have like their separate colored like straps on it right now. It's just, okay, it's all strapped in, but who's going to figure out how to get it up?
Yep.
Well,
there we go.
got news.
Okay, I was going to say, we know there's resolution to this, Scott, and so thank you so much for being on the show today. Please give us an update and hopefully some finalization to this manhunt, this Pacinco hunt that we've been on.
I got good news.
Okay.
James Cameron,
Yes.
he disappeared. I had nothing to do with it.
I thought he was making 12 more Avatar films, but he's disappeared.
No, he disappeared from wherever we were. I don't know what happened to
The
him.
murky depths.
Yeah. So
Did you see his boat or nothing?
nothing. I just went back to go claim it again.
So he ghosted you.
He ghosted me. Went down there.
He's an actual ghost now,
Yeah,
maybe.
I went down there. His flags and all his tags were gone.
Says submersible was nowhere to be seen.
Nothing. So all that was left was my flag and tag. And by God, I got an inheritance here lately, and I spent all my great uncle's inheritance on getting that Pacinco machine up to the surface.
No.
I restored it.
What?
Yeah.
Holy, what? When did this all happen?
Fully restored. It's been a couple months since I took.
Been a couple months.
So
We've been talking here like a bunch of idiots, not knowing the fate of the Pacinco machine.
yeah.
Meanwhile,
we have it.
you have it this whole time. Now, you
have
had
it.
sent us well, that's very generous of you. Thank you. You had sent us a picture of a Chinaman book about the Pacinco
Yeah.
machine. And did you contact any of the relatives of the manual to get this restored to its natural beauty?
Just like most of the people you try to contact on Twitter,
Right.
all dead.
Wow. We do contact a lot of corpses on Twitter.
Yeah. So yeah, I have the Pacinco machine.
This
It's
is great
fully
news.
restored. Now all 3 of them are fully functional. Now my only fear is what happens if all 3 of them are running at the same time.
You mean just like no matter in the world where they are and they're running at the same time, or if they get close together, or what?
Yeah, I mean, kind of both. I mean, I'm afraid it could be like the Large Hadron Collider. It might cause a black hole or something.
Now what is a Hadron Collider?
It's that thing that the scientists
Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Yeah, they were afraid to. They were gonna. It explodes atoms together, like splits them. And
You know what? I am so frustrated with the Low Blow podcast. I'd love to explode Adam right now.
Hey-o!
but yeah, that's a dramatic conclusion. We now have 2 pachinko machines, so we can do double output of frequent flyers.
You know, the very few
Points.
people, Blake, who contact me via couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com, I always respond by saying, thank you so much for contacting us. The Pacinco machine is working overtime.
Right.
I always say that. And now, maybe it can finally get some relief.
Yep.
It sounds like we're sitting on, like it's like the Manhattan Project. Like we could blow up this whole world if we don't use it right. But
right.
I know we'll use it right.
We're
so.
just a humble podcast, you know. I mean, are we changing the world and the way people watch
Yes.
media? Absolutely. But something bigger may be happening here, you know, with these 2 powerful machines working in tandem.
What color did you restore it with? Original?
Yeah, it's back to its brass.
Oh, I love
It's
it.
original brass.
Steampunky.
Yeah, I polished it all by hand.
Steampunky Brewster.
7,000-pound machine, all the knobs and everything's
You
all,
polished all the knobs yourself?
all polished back.
High five that shit.
Well done, Scott. Wow, what incredible news. I don't know, Blake. I think we've got a lot of work to do. I mean, he's done all the restoration. Apparently it's in working order, but there's a lot of stuff that we've got to figure out.
Oh, definitely. What are we doing right now?
Fan feedback.
Yeah.
You were unplugging something, and I thought you wanted me to unplug a thing. I won't do it.
You don't need to unplug anything. I just need to figure out what I'm doing.
Fan feedback. We've been talking about the Pacinco machine for the past 5 minutes. We want all of our fans out there, all of our listeners, to engage with us as some of this fan feedback's about to do, because everyone you're about to hear here, everyone you're about to hear about, is getting frequent flyer points.
Correct.
What are some of the prizes you can get, Blake?
There's tons of surprise prizes. You get signed aviator glasses. You can get a signed copy of original show notes that we took for while watching an episode.
Absolutely.
Dee Dee, it's in the mail. It's
it is in the mail now.
It's in the air.
I just sent something out to Australia myself the other day.
By the time this comes out, I'm assuming she'll have it, and I hope she still listens to the show.
Is she in Queensland? Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Is that where Brisbane is?
I don't remember.
I'm not sure.
I just sent something. I sent 250 of my double bottle caps to Brisbane.
How much does that cost you?
$24.
Oh, really? That's not bad.
And then that guy is supposed to be sending me the same amount.
What is it? What if he doesn't?
Then I'm out, 250 bottle caps and $25. I don't know.
Well, Dee Dee's envelope for $1.25 is on the way.
Wow, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
$1.25 and you can send a piece of paper across the world.
But I feel bad because she had to wait like a month and a half.
Yeah, well, you know what? She's worth it.
Oh, definitely, she's worth it.
She's worth $1.25 and a hell of a lot more than that in my book. So what do we got today? Who is contacting the show now?
Do you want to go with the voicemail, or we can wait on that one?
Let's do the voicemail last.
Oh, okay. So you want me to read some other ones?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So we got some new frequent flyers here. La da 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 da. Well, first of all, we have one from Dustin. We all know Dustin,
Friend of the show.
Host of Drunken Lullabies. This came via text message, which doesn't happen very often.
Oh, okay.
It says, wanted to thank you guys for helping me get out of a funk today. I remember the episode, we're like, get the funk out. No, he says, was having a bad morning, had my lunch break, went outside and ate Jimmy John's sub in my car in the sun, and listened to Couch Pilots and got some laughs in. Came back in a better mood than I left.
What else can we ask for, right?
I mean,
Maybe some money, I guess.
Brightens up every one of my Mondays.
Well, there you go. So, even close friends, they're like, we can probably just get some frequent flyer points if we just ask them.
Right.
That's all they had to do.
No, he's making the effort.
He's making the effort. So,
Our reach knows no bounds.
No bounds.
we're just like the skies. The sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit.
Okay, we got a new person.
I love new people.
S.J. Salvatore. All right. This came up on our Facebook.
I know him.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah. He's a local author.
Oh,
He wrote a book called Fire in Her Eyes, I believe it's called.
nice. Crabs?
I haven't read it yet, but I strongly suspect it's about a woman who has eyebrow crabs.
I want to read
Those
that.
are the worst kind of crabs.
So he shared a link. He didn't just post a like. He actually shared it. And it says here, take a listen to this podcast. If you like comedy mixed with a unique blend of reviewing TV pilots that didn't make it into series, you will enjoy this.
You see how well that's written?
Well,
Very nice.
I didn't know he was a writer.
It's like he's a writer.
I just said he was a writer.
So then he posted on our Couch Pilots page.
Okay.
He posts, what if you have a split personality? Can both personalities cash in on frequent flyer points, or do they both have to rack up points separately?
Good question.
And for I didn't want to. I wanted to discuss it with you before I gave him any kind of answer. So I replied back, we will have to discuss this on an upcoming episode. We record a little bit ahead, but we'll get to you very soon with an answer.
Boy, this is very interesting. Kevin Clark from the Let's Try This podcast recently asked if his dumb dog could get some frequent flyer points, and the answer was yes, if the dog could contact us.
If he could prove that the dog would contact, shared a link or something, just take a picture of that little dog. He has to do it. So.
Now you got 2 Pacinco machines, so
maybe we could
the
have
sky, like we said, the sky's the limit.
Maybe we could have one Pachinko machine for
normal people,
Yeah, the other for
and
their
then
split personalities.
animals and
dogs.
split personalities we can use on the other one. And
I would say yes, though.
Yeah.
The Pacinko machine takes into consider IP addresses, though. So
you have to use your phone for one personality, your laptop
exactly
for
right.
another personality.
Yeah.
If you have a third one, then your tablet.
yeah, so just a device per personality as it relates to IP addresses, and the Pacinko machine that's how you fool a Pacinko machine.
Sure.
Secret. It's a cat's out of the bag, guys.
Yeah.
And his response then was, my personalities will be awaiting in anticipation. And obviously, to use the word anticipation, you've got to be, an author.
Yeah, I've never used that word. I'm not even sure what it means, honestly.
I think we've got a couple more, but I think we should save them for the next episode.
Yeah, go right to the voicemail.
Let's go right to the voicemail.
Let's hit it, bro. Love voicemails.
This is a day of wrapping up loose ends.
Really. Oops.
Hey, it's DSJ's baby mama. As you guys know, he had that diaper party coming up. Well, he had that party all right. He was having a blast while I was in the hospital blasting a baby out of my vagina. He was nowhere to be found. And when he did finally show up, he was drunk and had a diaper on his head. How is a man like that going to help raise a baby? And I know it's his because it popped out with a tiny little set of golden cones in his hands. I guess I don't know what to do. I ask you, Captain Register and Black Magnet, to help him be a better man. Because I don't know what to do. Great. So the baby woke up. I'm too angry. I don't know. Does this have an off switch? You guys got to help him. Help me be a better mom. He's got to be a better dad, too. I leave this in your guys' hands. I don't know what to do. The baby's out. He's got to be a dad. All right, guys. Have a great night and enjoy flying the friendly skies.
Wow.
A lot to take in there.
The baby is here. The baby is, and we were, we were at the diaper party. We had no idea that she was in labor.
Many golden cones and all.
That's how you know.
That it's his.
Yeah.
I think, since the diaper party, we've been working him double shifts. Mm-hmm. We didn't know the baby was already here. We were trying to get him some extra cash prior to the baby coming.
Yeah, no, we had a great party for him. We talked about it a couple episodes ago, and everyone had an awesome time. It was maybe a little too good of a time, you know what I'm saying? But, he did disappear there for a while, and he must have gotten word that the baby was being born, and then he shows up at the hospital with a diaper on his head. I don't know.
It's really not for us to interfere with his, it takes a village to raise a baby, right? Isn't that the old saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole village.
But here's the deal. I don't have time to help raise this baby.
And I hate villages. And villagers.
How about the village people?
No, I love the village people.
Yeah,
I would, if someone said it takes a captain to raise the village people, I would do that. I would raise them in a heartbeat.
I think the baby mama, DSJ's baby mama, needs to just give him time to adjust to. It's a whole different lifestyle. He doesn't even on a daily basis, barely remembered to put his shoes on the right feet.
Yeah, and he's helping he's nursing his mother back to health right now after her plane accident with Harrison Ford.
With his breath?
What's that?
With it, he's
No, I mean like in a hospital with a nurse. Not like he's not lactating and feeding his other nutrients.
I was like, that is weird.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, but to my knowledge, he's not doing that.
All I can say to her, like I said, we don't know her name. We've never, in this whole mysterious thing, we never heard her name.
Right.
But definitely just stick with him and give him a chance.
He's a good man.
He's a mighty good man.
He's got a bunch of jobs, right? He whitewashes trays at McDonald's, right?
But he has to have somebody standing right behind him the whole time he's doing it, make sure it's done right.
It's still a job he's doing.
Yeah.
And then he's a roadie for Get the Lead Out, the Led Zeppelin tribute band, and then he works for us.
They only let him kick rocks out of the way, though.
It's still a job. I don't know why you're trivializing what he does, Scott. Just because you went to the bottom of the North Atlantic, pulled out the Pacinco Machine #3 with your bare hands doesn't give you carte blanche to crap on DSJ.
Somebody has to teach him how to be a father.
I've been taking classes from S.J. Salvatore on $5 words.
Here's what I say. I say we get him an egg and we get him a styrofoam cup and some napkins.
Sure.
We'll paint a little face on the egg to make it look like his baby.
A couple golden cones.
And exactly. And he has to carry that around with him all day long.
Yeah.
To help him learn how to take care of baby.
Smart. I think that's good.
That's what they did in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it bag of flour? Which do you think we should? I don't think we should do the bag of flour. Let's try the egg.
How about a bag of muffins?
Give him a puppy.
I don't know about that.
Let's go. Yeah.
His 40-year-old cat died recently. I don't think he wants a puppy. Wow. Well, that's incredible. So much resolution today. So much to do. And you know what? We haven't even boarded the plane yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
You wanted the worst? You got the worst. Television pilots, that is. That's what this show is about. That's the kind of show we do. Today we discussed the pilot episode of Battletoads from the year of our Lord 1992. Great year.
Awesome year.
Awesome year? Let's see.
Awesome dawsome.
I technically should have graduated from high school in that year, but I started high school that year, so.
How old are you?
You were 4 years behind?
Well, I was two. Well, never mind. I was two. I should have. I would have graduated in '94 with the rest of you guys if I would have stayed.
The rest
in
of
school.
you guys. How old do you think I am?
Not you. Him. You would have.
I'm the rest of the guys.
Yeah, he's the rest. He's the other guy.
I'm all the guys.
Great year, 1992. I would have been a sophomore.
Yeah.
Would have had my license. Finger blasting Angie Bender.
Jeez, I feel like every show that I'm on with you, and granted, we haven't done 100 shows yet, and you've been with over 100 women, but every show, there's a different name, and you name them all by their entire name.
Angie Bender. Oh no, this was Angie McKinney. Angie McKinney was the thing. I would go to her basement and we would watch TV and I would just finger blast her for hours.
Hours?
That's what happens in high school.
It seemed like took forever.
Yeah.
Oh, for her to get there?
No, she just never said, "Hey, I'm done" or nothing.
Right.
And she didn't say stop. And it was just
dripping wet.
It seemed like it was Angie McKinney.
Literally, that's what high school is about. Like every girl you were with in high school, if they weren't letting you have sex, they just let you finger blast them for
all
night long.
So what, to the point where my knuckles are swollen with arthritis now, and it's all because just hours of finger
all
banging.
Of your knuckles have HPV virus.
Just finger blasting away.
God, you think they'd be raw as shit down there? That's how you get AIDS, the AIDS virus.
That's what I thought. I thought too. I mean, I'm not making a big fable. I mean, I would blast that for an hour.
Most of the girls in high school was that way.
Good God, man. I don't think I've ever finger blasted that girl for more than, 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. That's a good
I don't know what else. It's just, I don't know.
Good God, man.
Don't know.
Well, I was 11, so I definitely wasn't.
You wasn't finger blasting nobody?
No, I was still figuring out my own body. But you guys were 17 years old.
I would have been 18. He would have been 17. Yeah.
Okay.
I found her on Facebook.
Oh my God.
Which, Bender or McKinney?
McKinney.
Ask her if she has HPV virus. And I'll tell you about how we can go back in time to the year 1992.
Back in time.
Let's all. What do you got there? There's a
picture?
very handsome man that she's with. She looks attractive.
She's cute.
Good for you, buddy.
Was it her?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it was her.
Great job.
Thanks.
Should be so happy that she's referenced in this manner on this show.
Well, now I can link her on the.
Oh yeah, that's a real good idea. Well, that was,
You're going to want to fast forward
mic.
about 12 minutes in. Every show, we take a look at the year the pilot came out, and we put ourselves in that mind frame by talking about popular events from that time. We're in a digital time machine, some would say. A hydro collider.
Hadron Collider.
Hydroponic colliding.
collided with the flux capacitor.
Clamato juice. Let's go back to that time so we can properly digest the pilot we're talking about today.
Okay.
1992. Ross Perot announces he will run as an independent in the upcoming presidential race against Bill Clinton and President Bush.
Remember it.
Why didn't he win?
You are a Democrat or a Republican to win.
Democratic Republican. Sorry, it's from Hamilton. It used to be one party, Democratic Republican.
How well up on Hamilton are you?
I'm pretty well up on it.
Taron Killam, is he in the cast of Hamilton?
Oh,
right now?
I don't know about the
You don't
cast.
know
I just know about the
shit.
songs.
All right. Ross Perot is an independent.
Let me tell you this. All right, I'm going to run for president of the United States.
Can I talk?
Can I talk for a minute?
Can I talk?
Can I talk?
I remember as a child, I was 11, as we said.
Sure.
I'd watch Saturday Night Live.
Absolutely.
And who played him on Saturday Night Live?
Dana Carvey.
Goddamn right he did. You know, Dana
The
Carvey
man.
also played George Bush.
Yes, he did.
How the fuck did they do that?
Bushy Senior.
Split screen.
Not gonna do. Don't mean to be prudent at this.
It's my turn to talk now.
juncture.
Can I talk? Can I talk? Can I talk? He's a tiny man with the big ears, and he's an oil tycoon, right? He had billions of dollars. Would you want Ross Perot? He's Trump is the modern day Ross Perot, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was they did the flip on him, and he
Right.
actually won.
Yeah.
Now, maybe if Ross Perot would have chose a side, maybe went Republican, maybe he would have got it.
Well, I would say it seemed like he probably definitely had Republican.
He was
leanings.
definitely. Oh, yeah, he was definitely.
But
to
when
the
he couldn't
he
get
was
that
definitely-
nomination, he says, "Fuck it, I'll just do it my own damn self."
He was
Right?
definitely leaning right.
Sure. And Clinton was the first black president, they say.
Him and that saxophone and cigars.
Mafia boss John Gotti, the Teflon Don, is sentenced to life in prison after being found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and racketeering.
I'm always amazed at what like when these mob guys finally get busted, it's always for some weird shit. Like you go through years and years and years of running this big family and doing all these things wrong.
Ordering hits.
Of acid to go into little children's eyeballs.
Ooh.
And, refrigerators. And
Refrigerator Perry. You've got a Gabagool, right?
Right.
Yeah, Capicola.
But then, I didn't pay taxes, and so now they get
No,
me.
exactly. No.
You know what I mean? It's you think that they would be clad tight.
Well, they call him the Teflon Don.
Right.
They were. I mean,
Okay,
they would never. The mafia did not rat on each other till the whole RICO Act thing, which I don't really know the whole thing behind that.
RICO.
But they say that's what took down the mob.
What was a Teflon? You know what that means? Teflon Don.
Shut just tings off him. Nothing sticks to him.
Nothing sticks.
Nothing
You're damn
sticks
right.
to that man.
It causes cancer. He died of cancer in prison in 2002 from throat cancer.
Huh. It's too many cigars.
What do you? Would you?
I would be a member of the mob. if
I was
had a
gonna
chance.
ask.
Yeah. I don't know.
La Cosa Nostra.
I don't necessarily think I want to kill people, but I mean, like if they just want me to fly some cocaine from one place to the
Sure.
other,
Why not? Right? You're a pilot.
We're going up here anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well.
We're taking a flight anyway.
Might as well
We
drop
may
it
as
off.
well fill it to the gills with some cocaine.
Hey, they said the CIA was doing it back in
Oh, yeah.
Nam, so
Yeah. I think being in the mafia would be fantastic. I've seen The Sopranos.
I've seen Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Remember when he said that?
gonna make you an offer.
Oh, in The Godfather?
Yeah, the Godfather.
you can't refuse.
Yeah, he said it. I remember that.
Why is there a horse head in my bed?
Horse head in my bed.
Are you just happy to see me?
That's the biggest horse head I've ever seen.
If I ever end up getting a gun, I'm gonna put it under the toilet. I'm gonna put it behind the toilet.
And then
with
you'll
duct
kill the
tape.
police chief.
No, I'll just kill whoever comes in my house.
Or comes into the toilet.
Right.
Mike Tyson convicted of the rape of Miss Black Rhode Island, Desiree Washington. Miss Black Rhode Island.
Now, is this before his wife he had his wife?
No, he was
Robin
no, he
Givens?
was married. I think he was married to Robin Givens at the time.
Well, I
when he
think-
was doing that shit.
I don't think he raped Robin Givens, but he gave her VD.
Oh, I think he raped her a few
I'm
times.
sure. I think she was probably. She wanted the money, but she was probably scared of him too. All on the same
in her
token.
day, as a good-looking woman.
Yes, she was.
But I didn't know there was Miss Black Rhode Island. Do you think
Yeah.
that's a thing that still exists?
I didn't know there was black people in Rhode Island.
I've never heard of Black Rhode Island. I've heard of regular Rhode
Is that,
Island.
yeah, is that a separate? Is
It's
that
in-
like
it's
East
in-
and West Rhode Island?
It's in Florida.
It's a United States principality, I think. Why Mike Tyson is? There's a cartoon with him, right? It was like him and Norm Macdonald were in a cartoon together.
Yeah, and they had like a he had like blue jumpsuit on. It was
Why
like the
are
old.
we-
It looked a lot like the old Globetrotters.
Yeah. Why would they make a cartoon with a convicted rapist in
Yeah,
it?
well, and it's crazy is that he was way up here, and then he did that, and Mike Tyson's Punch Out is no longer called Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I have Mike Tyson. I have the version.
Do you have the original
Yeah,
with
cartridge.
the black
Yes.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
because at the end of the game
'Cause
now
they made him white Mike
he's
Tyson.
white Mike Tyson.
White Tyson.
White Tyson.
Yeah. So with White Tyson, I'm back in 1992.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
ready to go.
I'm there. I was living it up.
And now
having
we-
so much fun in high school.
Were you living at Vita Loca?
We was living La Vida Loca.
Now, is living a Vita Loca consist of blasting broads? For
No,
hours?
no, definitely not blasting broads.
Finger blasting broads.
Finger blasting.
That's what I
broads.
meant. I gotta put the. I'm just trying to.
You have to,
shorten
yeah,
it up.
yeah. You can't shorten
Smoking
it up. 'Cause-
cigarettes on the boulevard.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't even have that boulevard
No, they
anymore.
Whoa! Shit, don't. Hey, chill out, man. Be cool.
We went to East Peoria Community High School recently for a dance recital. Don't do that. It takes 5 hours.
You guys both went to East Peoria.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you did, Scott. Where did you live in East Peoria?
I lived in Creve Coeur.
Okay,
Creve, Tucky.
sure. Okay, I knew Blake did. I went to East Peoria
Yeah.
as well. I didn't realize that you went there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a reunion every week.
A little bit. A little bit. Scott, usually I toss this over to Blake because I don't know anything. But why did we choose to watch the Battletoads?
3 simple criteria. First, it had to be a pilot that never went to air.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah. Or it could have went to air one time. And then second, we had to find it.
Yeah, that's right.
And the third one
for two.
had to be free.
Damn right.
Boy,
Free-
this guy's listening to some episodes.
Free 99.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, Battletoads. You can find the entire episode of Battletoads by subscribing to Couch Pilots and iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube.
And you know what to do too.
Oh, my
I
God.
also clicked on that classically blue link.
You got to.
Flight attendants,
You got to, baby.
Prepare for takeoff, please.
Hold your cup. Hold your cup.
Yeah. There you go. There's Down syndrome John on the tarmac with his golden cones.
And his egg in a styrofoam cup.
Yep.
So far, oh shit!
Oh fuck! He broke that. Look, it's at yolk all over the fucking tarmac.
No, but nobody said
He wouldn't.
from the start of this. Nobody said he's going to be a great dad.
No one said
Hey, you got to crack a couple eggs to make an omelet.
Sorry, the pilot.
Got to fertilize a couple to make an omelet.
High five that shit. Animated television special about the misadventures of a group of crime-fighting frogs. Wrong.
Absolutely not even
Wrong.
accurate.
Very wrong. That was a bad summary.
Yeah.
Where did you find that summary?
Internet. These are toads, first of all. They're not frogs.
No.
Toads and the Wet Sprocket.
Something's always wrong. Remember that song?
No,
That's a Toad Wet Sprocket
I just
song.
remember the name of the band.
They,
I wasn't a loser.
these people,
That summary couldn't be any further from what happened, what I watched.
they may have had a misadventure, but they didn't really fight crime. You know,
No.
these are space people that
Not
have
crime
come
on-
from the galaxy that are not adhered to the laws of Earth.
No.
Right, so it can't be a crime if it's not under their jurisdiction.
It didn't
exactly
even.
right.
That was a horrible summary
I'm not happy with it.
at all. I mean, because
I don't like it.
We'll get into it.
I don't like it. Something I do like? Interesting facts. Ooh. Look at the respect interesting facts gets. I respect.
This we should. Listen, it's time for. Listen, Conrad.
Conrad rule.
It's time
Is in effect.
facts, and I don't need you to mess it up.
Interesting facts don't
Forget about it.
Right.
Don't talk to each other about these. Internalize it all you want. Do not. What's the word you always use that's so fancy?
Taint.
That's the fanciest word ever.
Taint someone's experience.
Tainted.
No. Whatever.
Quantify. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, quantify.
No, not quantify. Qualify.
Qualify.
You're throwing adjectives at something you have no business throwing an adjective at.
No.
Prepare to qualify.
I love that game.
What is that?
Pole position.
Pole position.
Oh,
Prepare to qualify.
you are correct, Blake. People should not say anything about these facts. They are set in stone. These facts are stuff that you don't know probably about this pilot that only we know, and we will tell you about him if you just shut your goddamn mouth for a minute.
Right.
But you don't want to mess up someone else's experience by qualifying them. Qualifying. Did I do it right?
Prepare to qualify. Please don't qualify.
All right, here we go. Battletoads is a video game media franchise by Rare. That's a company, Rare. That began with the original beat-em-up game Battletoads in 1991, starring 3 anthropomorphic toads named after skin conditions, rash, zits, and pimple.
Let's show us on the back of his back burps.
Right on the back of those burps.
Popcorn, leaving it. The series as a whole has been quite popular with 5 installments up to this date, and at its apex spawned this animated television.
There's 5
pilot.
games?
Yeah, 5 games.
This is insane.
Yeah. I think they teamed up with Double Dragon at one point. Produced by DIC, or Dick, Entertainment, in an attempt to capitalize on the popularity of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Dick would try this again later on when producing Street Sharks and Extreme Dinosaurs. Have you heard of those?
No.
I've heard of Street Sharks. Street Sharks was sharks that were on land or streets.
Okay.
And they'd walk on feet, which sharks do not have.
Absolutely.
And they had like a fucking 12-pack. It wasn't even a 6-pack. These sharks were ripped as shit. They'd walk around with their giant teeth.
Like Finn Balor.
I don't know what
Finn
what's
Balor.
that.
Molly loves Finn
He's
Balor.
a badass.
Is that a country guy?
No, it's a wrestler.
And he has like a 12-pack.
Good God, man. The special aired in syndication in the United States of America on the weekend of Thanksgiving 1992. It was never picked up for a series. However, despite comic-style ads in GamePro magazine claiming otherwise. That fact is true.
It is.
Can you imagine that, though? A gaming magazine saying, watch this whole series.
Right.
But it's not a series at all. It failed.
Right.
Can I interject with an interesting fact?
If you're careful, please.
I won't.
And I'm
won't
not
qualify.
And just so you know, I'm not done with the facts on this end either.
All right.
Do you want to put it at the end, or you want to?
Yeah, we'll wait till the end. I'll wait till you're done.
A VHS tape with the pilot was released in the United States on January 15th, 1994. So if you said, if I love this piece of shit was on television, now I can own it on a piece of shit format.
Yeah.
The story served as a prequel to the video game franchise.
Okay.
So if you're playing the game, you're like, I want to know what happened before this. You can
Right.
watch this garbage. The cartoon was adapted and written by David Wise. Wise is no relation to the Battletoads video game composer of the same name, but was the main writer of the 1997 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle TV cartoon series.
The guy who wrote this ended up writing the cartoon.
No.
They did it beforehand. He wrote it before because that was in 87.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. A comic with the backstory of Battletoads written by Rare employee Guy Miller was also published in Nintendo Power. I'm about ready to end it. If you got something you'd like to add, please.
You already touched on exactly what I was going to say. That it was written the TV show was written by a guy of the same name that wrote the game, and they're not even the same people.
Interesting facts. Over.
Breathe.
Breathe, gentleman.
Just breathe.
Oh, it's my favorite song and ringtone. Something else is my ringtone is Couch Pilots Pod on Twitter. If you like us and you want to hear what we have to say, check us out there, right?
Twitter responses. This time, Jason actually got some Twitter responses. The people involved didn't ghost him. The people that are involved are not dead.
Hey, thanks, guys. Go to Twitter, follow us there, and you'll be the first to find out what's coming down the pike. Because we'll announce at the end of this show what the next week is. But if you want to know a few weeks out in advance,
Sure.
get on Twitter. We reached out.
Yeah, you can stalk us.
Reach out and just say hi.
Yeah, great. That we might use that as the theme song. Every week, we say, who are the creators, who are the directors, the producers, the cast. We say, hey, this is who we are at Couch Pilots. This is what we do. Is there anything you'd like to share with us about your experience working on this program? And Ian James Corlett, or Corlett, I don't know how French he is. He responded to us, this guy's been working in voiceover acting for over 30 years in projects such as G.I. Joe.
Nice.
He was the original Goku in Dragon Ball. And he was also in something as recent and as popular as Sausage Party.
Oh, really?
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Okay, and you're allowed to say such. So I said, hey, is there anything you want to share with us? And he says, Lord, I only remember the title. That's it. He has, I think, about 200 voiceover acting credits. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Because it's like if you work on a series, you might voice 10 voices on that series.
Right.
So he only remembers the title. Not very memorable for this man. I said, after everything on your impressive resume, I imagine some things can run together. Thank you for getting back with us. He liked every tweet that we had, and he responded.
Nice.
I don't know what else we could ask for.
Nice.
Let's give him a high five.
James Ian Corlett, all you have to do now is send me your social security number, and we will go ahead and sign you up for the frequent flyer premier program, and we'll get you some points right away.
Platinum. I'm going to call it platinum.
Platinum member. You know who else is a platinum member? Is a new low blow.
In a world where we hate everything except for the things we love, there's the Low Blow Podcast. So join us every week as me, Adam Z,
Me, Dave Rowan.
And Chris and Naomi.
She might be naked.
I'm naked.
fill your ear holes with unbiased reviews of movies, TV shows, comic books, anything Florida does, and basically the rest of the internet, right here in the FCF network. So please check out all your favorite downloading podcasting apps for us, the Low Blow Podcast. Appropriately inappropriate.
Ow!
Love it.
She's so hot.
Who?
I'm sorry,
Oh,
Naomi
I
Garcia.
thought you were talking about Dave Rowan.
No, he is too. But she is.
She's naked in that promo.
I wish.
She said she was. You don't have to wish anything. Don't waste a wish on something that's already happened.
You don't ever lie on the mic.
You don't ever waste a wish either.
All right. I wasted the wish.
Where have you? How do you know what she looks like?
I was seeing her on live stream.
Yeah, live stream, and then I follow her on Instagram.
I don't think she likes any of us.
Instagram.
She has no. She has.
I don't think she realized any of us even exist.
She.
I finger blasted her.
Nice. She has no time for petty people like us, I think.
What are you talking about?
She's never listened to any FCF network
She does
show.
not know. She has no idea who even.
Have you guys contacted her? Is that how? Or
No,
what
this
is
is when she's on the show and he
makes a reference.
Adam has made a reference or brought one of us up, and she's
just-
like, "I have no idea who that is."
Is she a good-looking girl?
Yeah, she is.
Like on the fence?
I finger blast her.
You did too?
I would.
High five it. We both did. I heard you say you did.
This show is built in the back of his back burps.
Let's see a doctor. So let's break down the pilot here. Right away, when the show starts, full-fledged surf music.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
60s. It reminded me of our good pals,
Yeah.
the Beach Boys.
Oh, love the Beach Boys. What was that seminal album that they had released? What was that called?
Oh, Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery.
Pet.
Oh, my God. Love that
New
album.
baby sounds.
Yeah, so it's very rockin' 60s surf music.
Full lyrics, too.
Full lyrics. It's a very extensive intro. It's long.
It's long. And
I
it's,
mean, if you want to know what the whole pilot's about, just listen to
That song is a better summary of the pilot
Oh,
than the summary that
absolutely.
you wrote.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
One of the things I noticed right off the bat during the intro was that these toads are naked. They just have a belt on and some ankle or some wristbands.
I'm gonna tell you a little something. My first note is full-fledged surf music with lyrics equals T-Bird in the sky. The second thing I write is, why are they naked? High five it.
We've been doing-
They are obnoxiously naked, aren't they?
Oh yeah, and one. I mean, Dylan goes. One of them had a 6-pack. Like one of them's ripped. Like
Yeah.
if you notice, just only one of them is like.
Where are their frog dicks?
Who knows?
Where are they? Right, exactly. And like, don't they have to have shells or something?
No
Turtles. I own toads, and they don't have shells.
Oh, that's right. They had those really long like frog legs. That was weird too.
What toad? I mean, you have toads.
Yeah.
Toads are not shaped like those guys.
No, but they're anthropomorphic, so they're supposed to be like humanoid toads. But that
Exactly.
doesn't mean you can't have shame still and put on a robe.
Yeah, put on a pair of underwear.
Put on a parka.
Put on a parka. Get in your pink convertible
T-Bird
spaceship, and let's get this
3 flat tires.
right. Let's get it banging. So we find out who the arch nemesis right off the bat is, and it's the Dark Queen, and she is fucking hot.
You see the princess first, though.
Yeah, they got the hot ass princess Angelica. Yeah. She's got like a magical amulet, and then the chicken professor. Her and the professor are being chased.
Professor T-Bird.
Yeah, Chicken Man. They're being chased in outer space by perhaps an even more hot evil broad.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can't watch this at 11 and not think, what? I want to have sex. I don't know what sex is, but I want to have it with these girls.
And it's not gonna take too long, and I'm gonna name off a number of sexual innuendos in this film. And I'm 42 years old.
Yeah.
And if I can point them out at 42, I'm sure an 11-year-old can see them.
Absolutely.
What kind of bump, if any, does this garner?
I'm gonna give it a hot chick drawings.
Yes.
An animated boob bump?
Animated boob bump. Hashtag. For all you listeners out there, hashtag animated boob bump.
Yep.
On Earth, a principal is at a school, and he's got 3 guys in his office, and they're all friends, and he calls them losers.
Oh, right off the bat, he's like, you guys are the 3 biggest losers in this whole area. And I don't want you hanging out with each other anymore. I'm going to separate all 3 of you from each other.
They can't call kids losers in school.
One's a nerdy guy. One's like a punk rocker.
Yeah.
And then one's just a big fat,
Big
doofy
fat
guy.
fucker, yeah.
Exactly.
No offense, Biggie.
Jesus Christ. How many mirrors we got in here, eh? The fat guy, he goes outside to make some new friends. He's like, hey, I want to play basketball with you guys.
And he on the pink basketball court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And knocks over every one of them.
Yeah, he goes in like a wrecking Miley Cyrus.
He goes in like a wrecking
Shell
ball.
is built on the back of his songs.
He's never played basketball before. Oh.
He destroys.
Oh, man.
He destroys everybody and the hoop.
I love it when a basketball deflates and it looks like it's just like a candle melting. But that's not how a basketball would deflate at all.
No.
It would keep its shape. It just wouldn't have any air in it. Yeah, so, and then the inside, you got the pink-haired guy who's the punk one.
Right.
He goes to make some friends in, the art department.
Like the cheering.
The big games tonight.
Yeah, like the pep rally club or something.
He fails there. He spills the paint everywhere, and then the kids call him ugly.
Right. Yeah, he paints this drawing of this skull, and he's like, this will work way better. And they're like,
It was super awesome, if you ask me.
Yeah,
it was the best drawing in this whole cartoon.
Pretty bitchin'.
She's like, it's ugly just like you, and bashes it over his head like it had a frame on it.
Bullying.
real bitch.
Bullying, 1992. It was happening.
The,
all right?
the
13
third
ways
one-
to kill yourself.
Jesus. Then, did you guys watch that shit?
Molly did.
I didn't watch it. The third guy is a nerd, like you said. He tries to friend up with computer kids, and he presses some buttons, and the computer explodes. I don't think computers work like that.
Nope.
And his was the only name I got was Morgan. That's the only name I got.
He's like, I want to be a leader. I can be a leader if I only knew how.
Yeah. So in a matter of a minute and a half, you're seeing that these kids are being separated. They do not fit in anywhere except for with each other, and they're being separated. So,
Gotta keep them separated. Cut to space,
Outer
basically.
space.
We're cutting to outer space, and this is where Professor T-Bird and Princess Angelica
she's just smoking hot.
smoking hot.
I have got an
And
out
she-
of this world meta world milk boner.
Cartoon boner.
and she gets hotter
She does.
as it goes
yeah.
along.
I got a galactic bonia.
Yeah.
So, he's basically Professor T-Bird is talking about. Basically, they're setting it up. Why is the Dark Queen after her?
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And the only way, there's nobody else on the planet left. It's just the two of them. There's she has no bodyguards, no biggies. She has no biggies.
No biggies.
And so, Professor T-Bird's like, I've got this, this Battletoads essential spray.
Yeah.
And we just need to find somebody, give them the powers.
Didn't it kind of remind you guys of to me, it was almost like they landed in Egypt and they were going inside one of the pyramids.
Well, they called it a tomb.
Yeah.
And as a rap from the 80s once said, Egypt is the place to
to
be.
be, Egypt.
Oh, my God, I love you.
Egypt,
God damn,
yes.
I love you.
And so they're like, oh, okay, but who are we going to get to spray this on to become the Battletoads.
And
he's like, oh, there's this planet that the Dark Queen's never taken over because it's a shit.
It's a huge piece of shit.
It's a huge piece of shit, and you forgot about it. It's called Earth. Here, I'll make a porthole.
That was one of the things that confused me. Okay, you're flying around in fucking space. You want to get away from the Dark Queen. She destroys your spaceship. Why didn't she just open up your fucking porthole and go
just
somewhere then?
Just go.
If I was Professor T-Bird, I would pull out my vibrator and just open a portal. That thing looked like a vibrator to you, like a little silver.
Sure.
Look like a fucking back scratcher. Look like a
Well,
back scratcher.
it was a vibrator, and then it looked like a 9-iron later.
Yeah, that's what it is, a 9-iron, yeah.
And he pulls out
opens up a hole in the wall and
they just jump through it to go to Earth. Cut to Morgan and his two buddies are at the 7-Eleven playing video games, and all of a sudden, the princess and the T-Bird come through the video game.
Yep.
Morgan's flipping out like, this is awesome.
These games are getting more and more real all the time.
And it was very quick how Professor T-Bird talks them into letting him spray them. He's like, oh, you want to help her out? And they're like, fuck yeah, I want to help her out. She's hot,
Exactly.
I want to finger blast her for an hour in her basement while her mom is upstairs.
Good God.
Angie McKinney, your mother did not pay attention to you as a child, and that's probably why you became so slutty.
This is something I noticed. While this is happening in this convenience store, there's a black guy at the counter, like the clerk, the store attendant. And on the counter, was there like bottles of something that said hot jerky on it?
I didn't even notice that.
This show is riddled with sexual innuendo.
I love it.
I was just paying attention to how quickly they went from
nerds
to toads. And I mean, no training.
Oh, don't need it. Don't need training.
Nothing.
This show said we have got to get to the action.
Point. Yep.
Get some action.
T-Bird sprays them with this green goop, and at first they're mad, and then all of a sudden they become toads. They're like, "What the fuck? We're toads now."
I think it took them 10 seconds to agree to do
Did you
this.
notice they were called toads as back on the playground and shit?
No, I think
they were cut like the other kids were calling them toads.
I think they called the fat guy Toad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was his name.
You're such a toad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, so instantly, and at first they were mad. They're like, "Hey, you didn't say anything about turning us into huge toads."
Right.
And then T-Bird's like, "Oh, by the way, you're gonna have these awesome superpowers. Oh, by the way, coming through the Slurpee machine right now is all the bad guys from their porthole."
And all the bad guys are like pigs and like pastel-colored rats and stuff.
They're really odd.
And they had
like
more
a rhino. They had one rhino.
I mean, we'll talk about this when we get into Turbulence and all that shit too, but it's just so too close to another franchise.
Which one?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to build.
So with all the monsters and shit from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they're trying. But and they come out and then they get they fight them and all this stuff, and then it's just like common shit going on, and they're like their weapons are too powerful for us.
Yeah, they didn't have any weepons.
Yeah.
Basically, their fists and legs would turn into weird objects.
Whatever they could think of.
Or the Slurpee machine sprayed one of the pigs, and he's like, "Woo."
During the fight, though, the queen grabs Princess Angelica, and for some reason, they start like shaking together. And I'm like, what is happening? I am milk boning out at this. I cannot believe this is the most sexual pilot I think we've ever seen.
Yes, I would definitely think so. Yeah, and whenever the Dark Queen grabs the princess in this whole cartoon, it's really in an odd way because she was holding her in a lesbian type of way,
like some hot scissoring was about to happen.
Oh yeah,
and then the Battletoad's like, I am super strong now, so he picks up an ice machine. He throws it, and everyone scatters. It lands on top of the princess. She is not dead.
Yeah.
She pops out and starts sucking a popsicle.
On a fudge sickle.
I unload on my TV.
Oh yeah, I was like, I am about to jerk off.
What is happening? How are they doing this?
And so the prince, finally, so the Dark Queen and her minions,
they're like, oh,
they retreat.
We'll get them next time.
Right, we'll get them next time.
More the whole time this is going on. More surf music.
Oh yeah. Oh, whenever they're fighting, there's a lot of surf music whenever they're fighting. So she then anoints them and gives them each names.
I can't.
Zits.
Yep.
Rash. And Pimple.
Yep.
And I rewound it 4 times and still
to catch it
to catch Pimple, and I still didn't catch it until later on in the show.
Well, they after that they said, well, you can change to and from your toad form, and they say, "Let's get normal."
No. Oh yeah, let's get normal.
Let's get normal.
That's
How do they know to
stupid.
do that?
That was dumb. They could have come up with a better catchphrase.
You know, they next scene they're like explaining to a teacher,
Some black teacher who lives by himself
Yeah.
in a great big mansion.
and they like him and they trust him, so they go to him to talk to him.
He probably touches them.
You know, the way this show is going, I wouldn't.
Put it past him.
Did they say "Let's get horny"?
No, Wardy.
I swear to God, they said "Let's get horny"
I said the same thing to him when we were pre discussing.
in the pilot's lounge.
Yeah. And I said, did they say let's get horny? And he said no. So
Yeah, it was
I-
let's get Wardy.
let's get warty now. Warty
So
now.
that's how they
wanna
conjure
get
the toad
Wardy now.
inside. Let's get Wardy.
So then they decide, okay, so the T-Bird and Princess are going to stay with Mr. Noper or something.
The professor, the
and
black
they're
teacher.
like, we need to make it fit in. So they give him a whole bunch of surfing
It was so
stuff.
retarded.
Such stupid stuff. And guacamole.
Here's some loud clothes and some big shoes and
But
here's a tape deck.
Says one of you is going to need to get a job, and it can't be the one that looks like a chicken man.
Yeah.
Right. And so this is where I started to get a
Exactly.
huge fucking boner because, oh, wait, before that happens,
Wah. What happens?
okay, before that, they have another fight.
I don't think so.
Yes, no, they have a fight at before she goes and gets a job. They come back.
No, I think she's at her job.
No, she's at her job. when that
Because
happens.
they're separated at
yeah,
that point.
it was a ruse.
So she gets a job at this place called Scarf and Donuts.
Yeah, and
she's wearing
Super
scantily
hot.
clothes.
this revealing outfit. And she gets covered in jelly. Motherfucker, what is happening?
$4.25 an hour. She's a princess.
And she's like, I'll accept your offer.
Yeah.
I was like, how about my dick?
Yeah. Then she's like fumbling with the donuts, and she's putting donuts in a box, and jelly donut explodes in her face.
Oh, I would explode.
Be
on her.
careful with the jelly donuts.
I'm not from
God.
around here. I don't know about your customs of jelly donuts.
I would
Okay.
tell her what some of the customs were.
This is where me and Dylan both noticed that.
Jeez, you watch this with your kid?
Yeah, I did.
You watch this kid show about sex with your kid?
We both noticed. There's neither one of you guys probably watched the new Teen Titans Go, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, there's a character named Starfire.
She jack off a bunch of guys?
No, the voice of it is they talk damn near identical, like that kind of ditzy space blonde shit.
To the princess?
Yeah,
or-
to
my
the princess,
favorite.
exactly.
I love ditzy blonde space shit.
Well, the bad guys show up again, all right? And cue the surf music. T-Bird's been working on this large pink Cadillac, the kind that Fred Schneider used to sing about,
Yeah, big as a whale.
as big as such. And then during this fight scene, this is where you really get to see their hands in action. They turn into stuff like cymbals and
Like
like
retarded
huge
shit.
fists, bulldozers. One starts playing with his tits, and then
It's like rubbing on his tits.
and then his hand becomes a hammer.
It's just retarded. Like, what is this
So
gonna
meanwhile,
do?
at the donut shop, the Dark
Yeah.
Queen kidnaps
Yep.
the princess again, and again, they're just the way she holds her. So
She steals that 9-iron and she uses it to.
yeah, because that's the video.
No, she still had her own
teleporter.
9.
Oh, she
The
did?
other
Okay.
9-iron was getting wrestled with between the chicken man and the other guy, and then he's
Okay.
like they're wrestling over it, trying to get away from him, and he wants to break it, and then
Was
all of
that
a sudden, when she calls and says, "Hey, we got her," you call off the attack. He just shoots the thing and breaks it.
Right.
Why'd you shoot it and break it in the first guy?
Right, exactly. So the Toadsters get in the car and with Professor Chickenhead.
It's got 3 flat tires.
Yeah, but it's a spaceship. It don't need
Yeah,
it. It
he
doesn't
goes
get tired.
direct ripoff. You guys got this in your notes. Direct ripoff of Back to the Future, where we're going. We don't need any tires.
Oh, nice catch. High five that. So they get into space.
Yep.
And they get dropped off in front of this big mountain. They cut a hole in the mountain like a piece of cake
With a foot.
with a foot.
With a foot
His
knife.
foot turns into like a big axe or something.
Yeah.
Foot axe.
But he doesn't chop anything. He just kicks it.
Like it's a laser pointer.
Then they have to go up this pink penis phallus which is ribbed. It keeps turning, and that's like to get up to the queen. We go up there, and we see that the Dark Queen has got the princess
my
tied up.
God.
And again, I wrote I wrote princess tied up, smiley face with the tongue sticking out.
And they're about to laser her.
Oh,
right?
I would laser her
my
all
God.
over the place. Another big fight scene. Guess what happened? Guess what's playing in the background? Surf music. For some reason, the Dark Queen turns into like a black tornado and just keeps spinning around. Like nobody in this show has superpowers of any kind.
There are no limits to their powers.
It's just some
that's
weird
worthless shit.
It's just weird shit.
I'm just gonna spin around and just hopefully somebody bumps into me.
This is something weird that happened. There's I think I was typing here some of my notes, and then I look up and there's like a yellow star in the sky that's dumping water.
Yeah, where that?
What the hell was that
I
thing?
looked up at the same time. I didn't know what it was.
I have no idea. Okay, we'll just skip past it.
Yeah.
The Toads regroup, and they're like, "Hey, I don't know how to beat this girl." I said, "Well, I was going to grab this laser," and he starts blowing up the queen's hideout. And then she's like, "Oh no, don't do that!" And they rescue the princess, and then T-Bird picks them up in that Cadillac
And they
to
escape.
Yeah,
And they get back, and they are at the high school.
Back to Earth they go.
And they're back to being nerds. And the principal's like, "You guys are not supposed to be hanging out with each other. You're fucking suspended." And they're like, "Suspend me? You can't suspend me. We're the fucking Super
We're fucking
Toads."
Super Battletoads, bro.
and they
No,
transform.
now we're not going to suspend you. I'm going to commit you to a loony bin.
Right?
You're
she was-
crazy.
yeah. So then they transform, and he's like, "Oh my God, call the Coast Guard, call the police." And then all of a sudden they see this big giant disc
Yeah,
spaceship
it's called the Wizard or
that basically had a
Like a saw blade.
it had a saw blade on it, and they're like, and then the Dark Queen's like, "I know how we're gonna get back at these guys. We're gonna head and destroy their mall."
Not our mall.
But it doesn't really destroy it. It cuts into it. It sits down. They get in there to fight her, and she shoots lasers at them. They jump out of the way, and it explodes the spaceship.
Yeah.
Yep. The Toads get back to the schoolyard. They make amends with the principal.
Here's
Toad rules.
here's my question. What relevance does the principal? Now he's been so shitty to them the whole episode.
Yeah.
Why do they feel they need to introduce the Professor T-Bird and the princess to the principal of all
Right.
people?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little secret about this show. It sucks.
Yeah.
The Toads rule is what they say.
Right.
And then back to
The beginning.
Ding 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 ding. ding,
Text.
Okay.
So it says the beginning. Usually things say the
I
end.
didn't know what you were doing. I was like, he's got something wrong with his hands.
No, I was telling you to text a guy.
For drugs?
Yes.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
This show didn't work. Now we find out why. 3 grown men watching a child's cartoon about sex. Why didn't it work? Or did I just say exactly why?
Oh, there's a lot
There's
of reasons.
laundry list of
Okay.
why.
I'll take one right off
Blake,
the bat.
please.
And you've mentioned it. I mean, it's trying to capitalize off Teenage Mutant Ninja
Exactly.
Turtles. It's obviously a blatant, like, oh, this is popular, so let's do this. It was really, really fast. There was a lot of stuff going on. It was really, really fast. We usually talk about how stuff is slow, but
Nope.
what happened there?
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Jesus.
So I just think it was a little too fast, off the wall. It wasn't well written at all. I don't think it was. There was a lot of weird stuff. So
Yeah.
It was too. It was niche. It was definitely 90s.
Oh, yeah.
It was definitely California because they were in Oxnard. Oxnard is an actual place in California.
oh, really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting fact.
So it was like, to piggyback off what he said, it's just too. You already have a set franchise out there that makes money. Nobody wants to see it done by frogs.
This is like the Dollar General version.
Yeah,
of-
exactly. Yeah, it's like like when you go to get your GI Joe from the dollar store, it's called GI Schmo.
Right.
You know.
And because it's Jewish.
Or like when you go and Transformers is in the movie theater, and then you go to Family Video and you can see Transform Bots
And-
for $1.99.
And no parent in their right mind is going to sit around, because this is Saturday. This is Saturday morning TV right now. There's this is before SpongeBob and the Cartoon Network.
Yep.
It's before Boom. It's before any of that. So this is something you're going to catch Saturday morning while you're home with your parents. Your mom's going to see Princess Angelica's boobies flopping around.
Oh, my God.
And the Dark Queen's boobies flopping around.
I will seriously say that's
You were
why
not
this
watching
didn't
that
work.
cartoon.
I will seriously say that's part of the reason why it didn't work. Is all of the sex I want to have from watching it.
There was a lot of sexual innuendos.
Holy crap!
And I know that when these guys were writing it, I know that they put these in there.
She had a
Right?
fudge sickle in her mouth at one time, too, right?
For a long period of time, she had that fudge sickle
Well,
in her mouth.
when you slow it down the way you did to watch it, absolutely, it seems like a long time.
Good times.
Where would this go though? If it survived, how dirtier?
It's just like
how much
it
more
just-
dirty could it go?
Just, I mean, they're always going to be fighting the Dark Queen every time. She's always going to be trying to
Right.
get
Always trying to get the amulet, always trying to take her
because
somewhere.
They made the storyline. I mean, yeah, you want to focus on one evil character at a time, but they could have introduced like another one right before the end or something.
Yeah.
You can't fight the Dark Queen every single time. It's
right.
going to get fucking boring after
I mean,
a while.
the turtles don't fight Master Splinter every single time.
And they're in a
or
half
ever,
shell.
or ever. They
Right.
never fight Master Splinter because that's the
Oh,
rat
okay, what's the
companion,
other one? What's the other one?
the Shredder.
Shredder. Yeah, they never fight the Shredder.
If you
All the
if
time.
you could turn your hands into whatever you wanted, what would you do?
I turn into a fleshlight.
A fleshlight?
Yep.
My hand is already pretty much a fleshlight.
Custom God made.
What would you do, Blake?
I was going to say I'd be a big giant dildo so I could finger blast the rest of these girls on the list.
You have girls waiting
but
to
it's
be
not only
finger
your-
blasted by you.
It's not only their hands; it's their feet. My
Use your foot to finger blast a lady.
would it, the longer it go along, could they turn into whole like fucking boats or planes or bullshit like that?
I thought though it was the stuff like their weapons was really stupid.
Yeah, real
cheesy.
primitive. To be
Real
honest with
cheesy.
you.
I want to just
Here,
do
let's
like
put a bulldozer.
How about an umbrella, right?
Ella.
Ella.
A
Just do like a Swiss Army hand where you just things that'd be useful, like a screwdriver.
like Swiss Army Man. Like that.
Have each of them have one kind of weapon like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
That's what I don't like about Superman is that there are no limits to his powers.
Right.
There has to be limits. So give these Battletoads limits. Maybe one can only do like turn his hands into like I don't know, like a plate of spaghetti or food items, right? And then one can just turn it into
Water.
Water-based.
Water-based.
Yeah,
It's a drying agent.
It's definitely not a lubricant.
it's definitely not a lubricant.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
InternetMovieDatabase.com. Battletoads. It's there. What's the rating there?
May I go first?
Yeah.
Now, don't tell me if I'm wrong until he tells you.
I know.
6.5.
3.5.
Blake is absolutely correct because he looked it up.
No, I did not.
You did not.
I swear to God, I did not look at it up.
That's the first time you got it exactly right.
6.5 is what I'm just answering 6.5 every time now.
That is exactly right. And that's from 52 ratings. Blake, that's incredible. You're an incredible man.
Believe it or not, I'm pretty incredible, and I promise I did not
show's built on the
cheat
back of
this
his
time. Flying away on an IMDb rating. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's Captain Rest Assured.
Critic reviews. TheAnimationFiles.com from Oswald Reviews says, Battletoads is just another show that's a product of its time. Taking things from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the jokes and gags are horribly dated. Not only that, but the animation is restricted and the pacing is all over the place. Who would like this? I don't really know. If you like the game or you're just a cartoon history junkie, I guess this is one. I particularly did not like it. Nor did I absolutely hate it. It wasn't annoying like Bubsy was. That might be another one we watch. But I certainly did not enjoy it. It was just weird, like really weird. See you later, animators. Here's his rating. Story, 4. Animation, 4. Characters, 4. Total, 4.
Nice math, buddy.
I assume it's out of 10. Felix Valsquez from StrangeKidsClub.com says, at the end of the episode, the trio of losers are still losers. Just now, they're also underdog superheroes on their spare time.
But wasn't Superman a big nerd, though,
right.
too?
Oh, for sure.
That's how it is. Everybody's secret alter ego is always the exact opposite of what they
That's
are.
right, to throw them off. It would have been much more imaginative to set the pilot in space and embrace the sci-fi aspects from the game, but apparently the minds behind the show really wanted that TMNT Battletoads Such a random and utterly irritating attempt at a series that never actually imagines anything new or interesting.
I'm not going to disagree with a lot of these.
No.
Girigolo X from
Love the Gorilla Go X.
You've been a big Girigolo X follower
For years,
Yeah.
ever since the internet started.
He says, worst cartoon based on a video game ever made. No wonder there's only one episode.
There was obviously a Super Mario cartoon, right?
There was, yeah. There was a Super Mario.
There was a Zelda cartoon.
Right.
Was there Zelda? Well, these were that's what it is.
What it is, bro.
That's what it is.
What it was and what it will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11, and the temperature is 69 degrees.
I don't think all three of those kids came out of that girl's vagina.
I'll take a look at that vagina to be sure.
Until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
We're three simple men, right?
3 simple rules we have.
Yeah. We have 3 simple daughters.
Yeah, sure.
We have between the 3 of us, we have at least 110 conquered women.
At least.
Jeez.
I'm giving you guys 5 each, by the way.
That's very nice and very generous of you. Thank you, sir.
I think since I've known you, you've had sex with at least 5 people.
I don't know to talk about that.
I've known you for a long time. It's realistic.
A longer time.
Okay, I'm sorry. The eyes.
That's fine. I don't want to.
Mario.
I don't want to call out the women I've slept with by their full name like this guy has. And with that,
I didn't sleep with her. I just finger banged her.
Okay.
If I slept with her, I wouldn't give her.
Have you washed your hands since then?
He hasn't pulled down her page yet, so I'm thinking he wants to sleep with her now.
No, I don't. She lives in North Carolina.
I thought you were going to say something else.
She's as unattractive as she was then.
I know. She looked like a good-looking lady from here.
Yeah.
All right, so all of that is directly related to how we will rate Battletoads child's cartoon. 1 to 7. The 1 is the worst score you can get. 7 is the best, and it's all based off of the classic 90s television sitcom known as Wings. Love Wings, right?
Best show ever. There's only one show that was better, and you would not...
Dallas?
You would not build a show around it.
Dallas. I would build a show about Dallas.
No.
You're absolutely right, Scott.
Not
I know you're going to say Golden Girls. You
I
asshole.
damn right I'm going to say Golden
The
Girls.
A-Team?
No.
So we got to rate it.
No.
We got to rate it, right? We
Yeah,
rate every
because that's our jobs.
Why would we deviate from that now?
Why would we-
70 plus episodes in? Why would we deviate?
No deviations.
Why would we put the gas in this damn plane, take it up
That's right.
every night
Do everything in the middle.
on Mondays, and
That's freaking jet fuel.
jet fuel is expensive.
Very.
It's a lot more
We
expensive
do it for
than-
you,
It can-
the listeners, not
can-
for us.
It can burn steel beams.
On the scale of 1 to 7. What is that?
Never forget.
Is that a 9/11
Yeah.
reference? Oh, boy.
What is the show about in the back? It's back burps. It was an inside job.
I had to call my sponsor. 1 being the worst, 7 being the best. Captain Philip, rest assured. No, I'm going to turn to you first.
Okay.
How do you rate Battletoads?
Well, I have to give it the hashtag animated boob bump. I have to do that because
you are
these
not kidding.
Dark Queen and Princess Angelica, which if you listen to Hamilton,
That's right.
Angelica
And
Skylar Sisters.
And Peggy.
No one ever heard that song before.
It's a great song.
It's an awesome song.
I'm gonna do an episode of Couch Pilots where I only sing Hamilton songs.
I'll be there.
With my bump, I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
It was a 2 without the bump. I'm giving it up to a 3.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm being polite.
Scott, you're an avid listener to the program. You know that Captain Philip Rescher has every bump under the every bump in the world.
There's
Every
a
bump
all
in the book.
kinds of bumps.
If there's a bump, he bumped it. There's a bump.
He gave a lovely lady bump this time. Do you have any bumps that you'd like to put in, or are you going to take this at face value?
When we were discussing this before,
In the captain's lounge?
yes, I was going to give it a blonde and brunette bump. But
Holy cow.
I'm going to combine it in one.
Okay.
Like the captain over here did.
Smart.
I'm going to hashtag that
Animated boob bump.
animated boob bump. So
On Twitter, Couch Pilots Pod.
I
Hashtag.
liked it.
You like the show?
I did like it.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just did. It was corny, and it took me back to 1991, to
Okay.
92, whatever.
For sure.
Took me back there. It was good times back then. I was gonna give it. I'll give it a 5. So it would have been a 4 with the animated boob bump hashtag
Wow.
animated boob bump. Got a 5.
Yeah, that's.
Bring him back to reality.
I'm gonna have to split the difference here, fellas. I'm gonna give it a 4. It was fun. It was a terrible story, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I love that. I honestly, Blake, I know you love pornography. Hell, who doesn't? You're into ghetto porn right now, if I remember correctly.
Yes, still into the ghetto porn.
What I'm getting into right now, not pornography related, but like in music, I am getting into surf music right now.
Really?
This hit me at the right time.
Right. Your sweet spot.
Yeah, I love surf music. I thought that was really cool that was in here. The show was kind of shitty, but I'm going to give it a 4. Not only because I have to give it a bump because of these broads. I would jack off to. I remember very specifically getting a copy of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I heard there was a nude like slide of Jessica Rabbit in there, and I went through there and I would hit like play, pause, like I
Sure.
VHS trying to see every frame. I couldn't find it, but I was so turned on at a young age by Jessica Rabbit. Cartoons can do it for me. This cartoon totally did.
Angelica was licking this fudge popsicle,
Holy shit.
and when she was tied up with
my
this
God.
big pink phallus in front of her, I wanted to fuck the screen.
Yeah, this is getting a 4. It's not great, but there's some fun stuff in here. I don't know if I'd recommend it. I don't know how long the show would last. It is kind of a milquetoast turtles kind of thing. And with that, we close the book on Battletoads, never, ever to be mentioned again. Ever. But we're not done. Oh my God, did we take a solemn vow never to be done until every single failed pilot has been given the light that only the couch pilots can bring.
There's a pilot season every year. Right?
I've told my wife, listen, when the day is done, I love you very much,
Yes.
but failed pilots is my calling. You know?
Oh, yes. Preach it.
Priority number 1.
We can have sex, but I'm still going to have to watch this.
You can have sex, my wife, but I am going to
My wife.
be... But I'm going to be thinking of pilots the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Whole time.
All the different famous pilots.
Join us next time, won't you, when we watch the pilot
solid.
episode of... Shut up. The pilot episode of Fluppy Dogs. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. A band of dimension-hopping humanoid dogs need the help of 2 kids to return home. You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots on iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. And you know what to do, Tube.
You know what? No,
It's good.
No
It's
daily
good.
motion and cause the commotion of the ocean.
Scott, I know you haven't been on in a while, but I started saying, you know what to do, Tube, because it rhymes.
Yeah.
And it's true.
It's awesome.
People aren't stupid. They know how to get on YouTube and like put shit in and search for it. I don't need to tell them.
You know what to do, Tube. For Christ's sakes. It just works. You ought to pitch it to YouTube.
Yes. Oh God, yes.
Let's make a video.
You should fucking hashtag it.
Oh my God.
We'll make
All the social medias.
We'll make a video. We'll put it on YouTube, and we'll tag YouTube in it.
And tell them, you know what to do, Tube.
It's very meta to tag the thing that we're doing in
Freaking Inception.
Inceptube. Blake, how do people contact this stupid fucking show?
A lot of different ways. You can email us at couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter. Follow us. That's couchpilots at couchpilotspod. You can also call our dial-in number, which we would love to have you do.
Oh,
Get
yes.
extra frequent flyer points. That's 1.
It's 910 pilots 1, or for the layman, 910-745-6871.
Here's a lot of people. A lot of the listeners have put that in their speed dial.
in the history.
You know, if they're driving down the road and they listen to the episode and they hear something, they don't have to fumble to find the number.
I've had people.
Mr. Telephone Man.
Who is that?
New edition.
That's right. When they were really young.
Something wrong with my line. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click in
The show's built on the back of their songs.
It must be a bad connection. I give her my love and affection. R.I.P. Bobby Brown.
What? And that's news to me.
CouchPilotspodcast.com. That's where you can go. You can email us from there. All of the links to our social media, every episode. There's you can go and you can either search by like time, like month, or
Space and time.
You can put there's a search bar in there. You can just type in.
Do you tag stuff so if they type in a tag word, it'll take them.
What you want to do there in the search is type in Wonder Woman, and you can listen to Big E's last appearance right here on Couch Pilots.
Nice.
But yeah, I was writing that. It's been a while for
Been
sure.
a long while.
I wrote go to YouTube and you know what to do tube. It took me all night. That same night, I wrote the phrase one-stop shop. Have you guys ever heard that before? Probably not, right? I just came up with it.
No.
CouchPilotspodcast.com is your one-stop shop. And you're thinking, what does that mean? It sounds great. It rolls off the tongue. What is it? It means that's where you can go for everything related to Couch Pilots.
Kind of like Amazon.
Sure, but not as rhymey.
None.
FCF Network, Fakakta Comedy Funhouse. Stop looking at the picture that brought you finger blasting 25 years ago.
No, but I'm getting her story now. So I was like, this can't be her 3 kids. They are her 3 kids. She's been married to this guy for 23 years.
Holy shit.
And
after you got done with her, she got married.
She knew what to do, too.
I bet that husband never finger blasted her in her basement for 4 hours.
Every goddamn night.
Every night. And with that, well, hold on a second. Biggie, I'm so happy you refurbished the Pacinco machine. I'm so happy
thank you
you're
very
here today
much
to share that with us. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for
Thank you
taking
for
your
having
money,
me.
your inheritance and everything. It's really nice of you to do that.
We're going to find a way to rebuild what you've put into it. The potential here, the untapped potential in these 2 Pacinco machines working in tandem is unparalleled. It's limitless.
I was just read my mind.
We are going to find a way to monetize this and get you that inheritance
We
back.
could take over the world with these 2.
I wouldn't say that too loud. Captain, rest assured.
Look out, Trump.
Look out. Captain, rest assured, would you look out for Trump?
Always looking out for Trump.
What do you want to say to our frequent flyers if you have anything at all?
I really don't have anything to
Nothing?
say.
Okay.
I just want to remind everyone: don't just like on Facebook, share the link.
Just like Salvatore did. SJ Salvatore, right?
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm sure Blake notices. I'm usually like the first like, but
he is. At 5:15 this morning, he liked it.
Well, no shit. Everyone knows that Scott is the biggest fan of the FCF network, and that's not tongue in cheek at all. That's absolutely sincere. He's the greatest attribute we have. So thank you again, Scott, for everything you do for the network and supporting us.
You are welcome.
Blake, I love you forever. I'm so glad I took this flight with you this week.
Love you, brother.
I love you too.
Thanks for getting it up.
And thank you for doing everything in the middle.
And thank you for bringing it back down.
And with that, this pilot may have been rough, but it is always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.